So welcome everyone tonight to our new moon water wisdom sharing. And tonight we have this blessing of the solar eclipse as well. So welcome to Loving Waters. And tonight we are excited to have Ellowan Weisback and Randy Hatton with us as two water stewards in their own right. I'll be introducing them in a few minutes. But welcome to our Loving Waters call. And just for those of you who are new to this call, I'll just introduce Loving Waters and share just quickly how this call is run, because it is a participatory call. It is about, we want to hear you, we want to understand where you are, and we want to allow this, the water to express itself through us and as us. So this is how we connect. I was just explaining to Sinjin, who I've just met, and he's come over tonight, just understanding this, the grids of our connection. You know, this whole system, we're part of this whole living system, and it's all here because of water. So we're going to get to really learn more about that tonight. And I'm excited because tonight, the whales are a part of this call. This ancient wisdom is coming into this call, and we'll be receiving messages from the whales as well. So welcome everyone. And just for those of you that are new, Loving Waters is a growing community of water lovers, advocates, and guardians. And we're uniting together in sacred remembrance of this primary relationship, water as life. So we do hear water is life a lot. And here we're opening up that portal of water as life, that we are that water. And that we're here to celebrate our one water as the source of life on earth. So again, if you're just coming on, if you can put yourself on mute, that would be great, or I'll mute you. And we're bringing broader awareness to the water as a living, intelligent living organism to be respected and loved. And the way that Loving Waters does that, and the way you can engage, is a call like this on the new moon. Every month we come together and we meet each other and learn about our watersheds, as well as we really encourage full moon water blessings. We are here to support you to learn about how to do that. We have a simple water brochure if you're new, and to share our water wisdom practices. So how to really care for the earth and how to spread that. So tonight, we're really bringing together this beautiful call. And I want to also honor the Loving Waters Council. Some of them are on with us tonight, and they'll be sharing that. And for those who aren't with us tonight, we just hold them, because myself and Elizabeth and Maya and Kathleen and Grandmother Abril and Shanti Hart and Charlie and Jim, a lot of us are on tonight. We've been really listening to the water and holding this foundation for people to gather around, to share. You know, as Durana was asking tonight, you know, can we share what we're doing for the water? Absolutely, that's what this call is about. But tonight we always begin with a resonance, a heart, bringing us together in the heart, which Ellowan will be offering tonight. And then Randy, she'll be sharing, and Randy will be sharing tonight of a little bit about the work that they're doing and inviting us to participate with them. And then we'll open up the call. So, and everyone will be able to unmute, and we'll share the sacred crystal water stick that we pass around, and it'll be open for the call. So this call is an hour and a half. And Elizabeth, you're raising your hand already? Are you raising your hand for something?
Yes.
Oh.
Just really quickly, I want to mention that one of the things that Loving Waters does on occasion is different campaigns. Some of them are ongoing, and some are occasional. So it's a place to gather and find out sort of what's happening with other groups as well as our own.
Exactly.
That's all.
Thank you. Yeah, and I was going to share that because there are a really beautiful campaign that's coming up for World Water Day as well. So yes, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. So just a little bit about Ellowan before we open the call. She works intimately with the essence of the Divine Mother, coupled with years of working with deep emotional release and sound healing, and has developed a simple technique called inner alchemy, this I am process. She does shamanic work and her approach of guiding awareness inward and really coming into that experience of our essential self. So she's also a water conduit, whale conduit being, and she'll be sharing some of that tonight. So with that, Ellowan, why don't you open up the call, invite everyone to stay on mute while we do open the call, and just close your eyes and tune into the inner waters within.
Thank you, Shelley.
And then also, if you, we invite you to have water beside you or have a sacred water altar or bottle with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give people a moment if they need to get that water, and then open the call. So I'm putting myself on mute.
My water is being held in a cup that says serenity.
We'll take this moment to quickly welcome Shalanya.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late.
So let's invite everyone to be on mute. Ellowan, we pass the crystalline talking stick to you.
Thank you. So inviting us all to collectively tune in to one another in the sacred hoop, the sacred circle, as we gather on behalf of the beautiful planetary waters and all of life. Inviting each and every one of us to take a nice, deep cleansing breath and landing in the center of our sacred hearts. Allowing the rhythm of the breath, a heightened awareness around the inflow and outflow of the air as we tune into each and every heart in this circle and the greater circles. We allow ourselves to relax our bodies and give permission to be here in this beautiful now moment as we gather together with common intention to honor and bow to all of life, the precious waters, the Mini Wachoni, water is life, water as life. As we see the blue, the greens, the turquoise colors of our ancient waters, we see the direct reflection within ourselves, and we honor both as sacred. Extending a drop in the center of our sacred hoop, allowing the ripples to meander out wider and wider and wider to all of creation, sending love, joy, peace, beauty, oneness, and harmony for all. for this is our divine birthright. A deep bow to each one of you beautiful beings in honor of the service work. Aho. And Shelley, may I go ahead and start?
Yes, so that would be wonderful. And just to keep in mind, about 15 minutes between you and Randy, and I'll introduce Randy after you, and so that we can, it will become a participatory call, and people will be able to share and ask questions and share their water wisdom as well. Yes.
Beautiful, thank you. So I just really feel very honored to be on this call today, and feeling very grateful for each and every one of your hearts, that we're all standing together as water advocates for this beautiful planet. And the whale beings definitely have been very, very communicative in the last 3 days, bringing forth some deeper wisdom messages for us, all of us on this planet together. And I'm really tuning in this moment to what it is that they're really wanting to express in this time that I haven't. What they're actually asking is for everyone once again to close their eyes if they feel so inspired, and breathe into our hearts. The ancient whale beings are coming forth and inviting each and every one of us to be open to a guide, a whale guide. They're here in the corridors and they're waiting for our yes. And so if this resonates for you, open your heart and receive the beautiful being that is actually swimming towards you now. This is an ancient whale brother or sister that would like to be here for you, to support you on your own evolutionary path to awakening. This is a divine dispensation that is being granted, and they come in full heart and full joy to share their wisdom, their ancient teachings, and their truth codes that they hold within their heart of hearts. And so take a moment to tune into the energy signature that you feel from this gorgeous whale being that is now traversing your field. For it is a special gifting. And know that they will be working with you if you are open to working with them, and ultimately to help in service to the all. And so some messages that are coming through from these beautiful whale beings is that they are actually asking us to really tune into who they are and why they're here. That they call themselves the Great Awakeners. They're working intimately with us in as humanity in our own awakening to the truth of who we are and our service work here on the planet. The white whales that we may have seen in pictures or heard about, their frequency of vibration has been coming in very strongly through this Shiva Ratri window, which was the 13th, 14th, and moving now into today's energies of the new moon and the partial solar eclipse. It's a very potent window. And the codes of the white animals, especially here, the messages coming from the white whales, are that They're reminding us that we're in a great time of change and purification, not only within the planet, but within ourselves, because it's really one and the same. And the codes that the white whales and the white animals across the planet bring is the fact that we've been in separation, and all of the peoples and nations are different colors in essence. And that's an example of the rainbow colors, the rainbow tribes. So the call forth from these beautiful beings of white are to remember the truth that as we move through these purification times, that we are actually coming together with the rainbow colors, merging them. And what happens when we merge the rainbow colors together? We get the color white. And so they're holding these codes of remembrance so that we remember that we are to take responsibility for anything that lies within our consciousness, our body, mind, or spirit that is not love. And we're being called forth to alchemize what is not love so we can transcend and move into a state of our true path, which is joy, love, beauty, abundance, and unity consciousness, the oneness, the white. And they're here with us now. They have been walking with us, and we are here to actually assist the land, the waters, all of nature, Mama Gaia Sophia, in bringing her to her original pristine state. And this is a direct reflection inwards for us to bring our inner waters to a space of neutrality as well. So I would like to share briefly a message directly from the whale beings. Open your hearts and receive this transmission, please. And taking a deep breath, breathing in and receiving this beautiful transmission from the ancient whale beings as they send so much love to each and every one of us, thanking us for our divine service to all of life, to these beautiful pristine waters on our planet. And so it is. I hope.
I don't know if anyone, thank you for the whales. I instantly felt my whole body just totally relax. So I want to introduce Randy Hatton. And Randy can share a little bit about himself, but his portal of expression is through vibrant, vital water. And he's really been an advocate for clean water, clearing the plastic from the ocean, and way more than that. So Randy, we would love to hear from you, and you can take yourself off mute and just track that energy forward. We're in the waka with you. Um, hold on.
We're not hearing you, Randy. It may be that you have to assign your audio differently, which you can do on the lower left-hand side near the mic, the upward arrow. Open that, it will show you which, what mic you're assigned.
Nope, can't hear you. So while we're waiting, let's just everyone just keep going deeper into the water, those inner waters with the whales. Welcome to those who just joined us for this Loving Waters new moon solar eclipse. I just wanted to say something. I was hoping to hear a little about Ellowan's trip to Baja with the whales, but also to mention that while the beautiful whale messages were coming through, my sliding doors opened and this flock of crows just went crazy. They completely were singing and dancing and cawing and I felt completely they were responding to the whale sounds. It was beautiful. So we can't hear you. So I think, I was going to mention their journey, but Catherine's journey as well. So I was going to mention it afterward, let them share after that we got the essential teachings. So.
Randy, sometimes you also might need to turn the volume of your computer up.
So, okay, so while he's looking, so Catherine Parker, who was just speaking, and Ellowan are offering a journey to the whales in Mexico, in the Baja, coming up in March. And it's called, I believe it's called, and tell me, the Codes of Remembrance. So, but I would invite that specifically to be, well, Ellowan, do you want to just add in a little piece here about that, or Catherine? And then we can just, I think what we're going to do is we're going to just open the call, and when Randy, he's going to get his headset. Let's see if this works. And if not, we'll just open up the call, and want to invite everyone when you're sharing, when we open the call, and invite you to come off of mute, to please share, obviously, your name for people that may be on the phone. I don't see anyone tonight, but just for those people who may not be seeing the screen fully. And then please share your watershed. Where are you? Because it gives us such a sense of this living earth, the living waters. And if you don't know your watershed, that's part of what we love here, is to help you get connected to that. And share just a river that you're near. So usually everyone can think of a river. And while we're waiting, Randy, do you want to try? Do you think? It's still not working. Next time we'll do a test. So we'll let you futz with that. The other thing that you can do, Randy, is just go on your phone and dial in. And if Elizabeth or anyone has that dial-in number, you could put on the chat.
Yeah, I can get it. Hang on.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put you on mute. So Charlie, would you like to share the grid, and then we'll open the call for everyone so everyone can begin to see what we're doing on Loving Waters.
All right. Yeah, I did get it. This is a grid, and I'm going to put it on share screen, and if I'm lucky, it'll work. Share screen.
So we'll just see. So what we've been doing on Loving Waters, just so that you all can know, is we've been building this grid, and giving this particular one that he's showing as of January 1st, Loving Waters was a part of the 7 days of rest, which was a global event, and which began, you can see in Israel, the Gihon Springs, which fed the old city in Israel. That's where this event began. And then we've been tracking different people, Elizabeth's around the Yuba River, and different of the water guardians in these different watersheds. all the way down. You can see in Florida, Marina Park is where here we usually hold the full moon blessings. So what we're going to be doing with Loving Waters is, can you want to take it off now, Charlie? Okay, great. So what we're doing with Loving Waters is, as and then in our phase 2, we're going to be gathering your watersheds. So we invite you to go to Loving Waters and sign in, so that we're going to put, as you come on these calls, we're going to put you up on this grid, and also a wider earth grid, so that you can see, and people can begin, as they travel, they can know these water guardians that are around the world. So thank you, Charlie, for that. That was awesome. So Randy, we're going to give you one last opportunity. You want to see if you can speak, and otherwise we're going to open up this call.
Did you get the chat? Did you get the phone number on the chat, Randy? You open up at the bottom of your screen, you'll see an icon that says chat.
So Elizabeth, let's just open up the call, and we hope that, Randy, you'll do that, and we'll get to hear about your work with the water medicine reels. Sorry. So this is Zoom, this is new technology, and we're all, I'm going to invite you, if you're not speaking, to put yourself on mute. So thank you. So, and one of the reasons why is because for the recording, I'm switching it to speaker view. So those of you who are new to Zoom, up on the right-hand corner, if you're on your computer, you can go, there's a gallery view or a speaker view. The gallery will let you see everyone, and we invite that, we want that. Or when people are speaking and you really want to get a close-up, you can click it to speaker view, and that will allow you to see just the person who's speaking. And for those people that are on their phones, if you swipe left, you'll be able to see everyone. You might have to swipe more than once, but you'll get to see all the people that are around. So from this point, let's open the call, and the invitation again to share your name as you start to feel that impulse to speak. Share your watershed or your river so that we can know where you are. And please keep your shares to 1 to 2 minutes. You may have opportunities to share more than once, but we like to be able to hear from everybody. And towards the end of the call, if we haven't specifically had questions about learning how to do a water blessing or anything, we open the call for that as well. So with that, I'm going to put this crystal in. Oh, wait, here we go. We have this tiny little crystalline water crystal. We're going to place that in the middle of this group. And as you feel to, just come in and share. And those of us that are water-loving, water council guardians, please let people know that as well. So with that, I'm complete, and I'm going to put myself on mute. Thank you. And just grab the crystal talking stick.
Well, I'll begin if nobody else wants to jump in. I'm Charlie Riverman Bergeron, and I live in Maine. I am a member of the Loving Waters Council, and the grid that you just saw points to a crystalline star tetrahedron that I created in the top of Mount Agamenticus, which is my watershed. So all of you will be connected to that grid, and this grid extends far more than just the Loving Waters water, but we're just going to track for Loving Waters' sake that grid. And so you're connected into all of the earth chakras and many sacred places where a lot of ceremonies are held. So with that, I'm complete. It's a joy to be here and have you all with us, and pass the crystal and talking stick. Thank you.
And I am Maya Shaw Gale here. I'm in the Santa Barbara coastal watershed. And I'm so excited to see so many faces and to feel all my water-loving brothers and sisters here today. we've had quite a ride here in this area with the waters cleansing after our fires. We had mudslides, and in doing the water ceremonies, more and more people are starting to show up, and I think a lot of people have needed help with not being afraid of the water after what has happened. There's a lot of fear arose, and as each rain storm comes toward us, there's a lot of fear. So I feel like part of my role now in doing water ceremony here is also to help the community come back into balance with the waters and the other elementals too. And I'm very honored to do that. I really hope we get to hear from Randy, because I understand he practices medicine water wheels, same practice that I learned with Marshall Golden Eagle. And yeah, I have great sympathies for dealing with technology, the issues dealing with technology. But, I'll just offer my blessings to everyone who is bringing attention and respect back to the waters and doing work in whatever way you're doing it. So I thank you, and I'm complete, and I hand the crystal talking stick to whoever.
Okay, I'll take it if no one wants to. Jim Gray Wolf, it's good to be back on a call. It's been a while. I've been moving. I'm in Crestone, Colorado now. So Sue and I are now at the headwaters of the Arkansas area. So the Arkansas River is a new one for me to get used. Well, I've known it, but not living this close to it. We're probably another few weeks out before we actually set up some ceremonies. I've got some people I work with in my shamanic work I have to reconnect with, and we're getting to know a lot of people here fast. So we want to do something that invites everybody in. We're going to bring the big drum down by the river and just do an event very soon. And if it works okay, I never know up here because connections are going to be interesting. We'll probably try to live stream that. And so it's just really good to see you all. Again, I'm sorry I haven't been here much lately, but I realize as I get older, it gets harder to move. So see you all later, and talking stick, whatever it may be, back in the middle.
Hi everyone, hola a todos. You can call me Darana Maria. I was born in Colombia, and right now I'm in Sweden, and the closest river where I am, it's called the Big River. It's a huge river that now is freeze because we have been from -20 Celsius. Right now it's -8. So there's a lot of water around. And I'm an ambassador of two networks. One is Canto al Agua. It's a network that was born in Colombia in 2010. And from that year, we have been singing to the water in different occasions of the year, but the main occasion is on the 22nd of March at 12. So this is an open invitation for all of you water keepers. I'm really honored to join this call and to join us and to do something together, because for sure you're gonna do something as well. And basically the meditation is singing to the water the vowel ah, the vibration ah, for at least 13 minutes. And so it would be great if we join all our forces and our intentions. The other network I'm part of, it's called Crystal Spiral. We have been carrying and collecting waters from different parts of the world. I've been traveling for the last 5 years, Middle East, Europe, and North and South America. And I've been planting crystal beans. And we have an instruction from the native tribes of Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta in Colombia. And there's a beautiful ritual that we have been charging the crystals with tough. So we put like amounts of food, vegetables, fruits, medicinal plants, resources into the crystals, and with a prayer we're giving this crystal back. And this message from the tribes of Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta that are giving us a strong call to bring back the crystals to the earth, to nature. They say crystals are like the people of the house, and that a spirit is knocking on the house of the mother, and nobody's happening because the people is like out of the house. So this is how they explain us that it's important to bring back the crystals into the earth. So I'm also gonna put in the chat these two websites that you can visit and explore, and I'm totally in the service to keep connected with you and improve our communications with our networks. And I have a message from a network of water keepers from Mexico. They are doing a campaign called Corazón de Agua, Heart of Water, and they're inviting all water keepers to come to Mexico in August, because they're gonna do a merging of all the waters that we have been collecting around the world, and they're gonna give these waters to a tribe, to a clan called the Turtle Clan. And this Turtle Clan is people that has been praying for water for hundreds of years and has a lineage, and they want to start a commitment of 5 years praying for water every day. So they're inviting us all to bring our waters to them, and then 5 years later we come and we collect these waters that we give, and we bring them back to their origin. So when I received this news, I was really excited and touched, and I'm gonna start to promote a pilgrimage around Mexico to visit this place. So that's the other good news I bring for all of you, and I'm really honored and I'm really open to learn more about the grids, learn how I can do a watershed shield, and yeah, just I'm so happy to find you guys. This is wonderful. I really enjoyed your website and all the work you've been doing, and this is I'm committing my life to this, and I'm traveling with this purpose of water linking and crystal burying. So I'm at your service. Namaste.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just going to put in a little message here. So with all that, which was so incredible, and this goes for everyone here, if you are involved in any kind of water activities, please send an email to us at lovingwaters.life@gmail.com, or you can go to the website and just, if you sign in and just send in a message, and we'll post your events for you. And there is a way that you can post yourself, but for now, just simply send it in and send in the information so that we can add the events to Loving Waters and put it on social media as well for you. So yes, we want to know all of that. Thank you so much. And the crystal talking stick is up.
So I will take the crystal talking stick here. I'm Catherine, and it is just wonderful to be here with everyone and seeing all these wonderful new faces. I am participating in the whale journey with Ellowan and Randy, so I feel very blessed to be a part of that process and endeavor. And I just wanted to, I was so moved by, is it Durana? Is that how you say your name? Yeah. Just just got tears, and so touching. And it's just so wonderful to know that, I mean, this is an incredible group, and to be connecting all these other water groups and So everything that you're doing just sounds so wonderful. And I wanted to share that the work with the crystals I also do, and I feel is super important. And one of the things that I do is work with the series of a whole language of sacred syllables that I received from the Pleiadian star elders. And they're just beautiful codes of unity and oneness. They're codes of the tree of life. And so I take crystals, and I've worked with Shell on this and some of the other ones of you here, but we program the crystals with the syllables and then bury them in the earth for clearing geopathic stress, and also for clearing and blessing the water, you know, taking the crystals and putting them directly in the water. So I love that practice. And I've always felt and been told that the crystals do want to return to the earth, you know, and they're always so happy to be kind of given that opportunity to go back to the earth and really communicate whatever intention it is that we're working with the crystals. They love that service, and the earth, you know, is healed by bringing that crystalline energy back into the earth. So thank you so much for the way you're doing that as well. It sounds just beautiful. So I think that's all I have to say for now. Returning the talking stick. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'll take the talking stick. My name is Jody Redhawk, and I'm really honored to be here with all of you and to be a part of this ceremony. I am also a healer, a teacher of evolutionary consciousness, and the founder of a newly developing global nonprofit for world peace called the Healing Community Centers. And the water is obviously very near and dear to my heart, and the whales and the dolphins. Ever since I was old enough to know about whales and dolphins, I wanted to be with them. And I've always said, before I was, you know, ever even awake, the dolphins are smarter than humans. Dorana, I also wanted to speak to what you said because it very much moved me. And I really had to say to our spirit family, aha, duly noted, because I was having a conversation with them just yesterday, and I saw a license plate that said Sweden. And literally about 30 seconds later, I saw another license plate that said, listen. So I would love to be in contact. There may be some journeying and collaboration for us to do together, and for everybody. I don't actually know the watersheds in my area because I just moved. I'm on Cape Cod, and so in Massachusetts. Shelley, I see you. So there are lots. And of course, I was really divinely led here. As of last summer, I was visiting my best friend who lives here, and I kept saying to her, the ocean is calling me. Mother Ocean is calling me. She is calling me. And so now I'm here. And again, I just want to extend my gratitude to all of you for the work that you're doing in bringing this precious and sacred circle together. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. I'll just pop in and say hi. This is Shanti Hart. I'm also on the Loving Waters Council, and I'm in Chicago at Lake Michigan, which I haven't walked on the beach for a couple months now. I ran down on January 1st and chipped some ice to do our full moon water blessing and brought it home and melted it. And then went back and returned it after the ceremony. And for the second full moon in January, on the 31st, it was up to 20. So it was warm enough to just walk down there and scoop up some water and do the ceremony and return it. And so we're in our more hibernation phase, and I just feel like it's a kind of a resting, healing time for our watershed. And I'm so grateful for this call today. Ellowan, the opening and the meditation and hearing the messages was exquisite, just really touching. And I felt the same listening to Dorana's message. That was so exciting. And really all of you always, every time, are inspiring to me and touching my heart. And I'm grateful that the call is growing every month, and I'm complete.
This is Deanna in San Diego. Hi, the San Diego watershed. Just was down at Mission Beach today doing a new moon eclipse water ceremony and drumming, and that was beautiful. Got a little sunburn. And now I'm at the pool getting ready to go swimming in the sacred water. So yay. Anyway, it's just such a blessing to be on with all you and sharing your vibration and the beauty of the whale song. How gorgeous. Thank you so much for the meditation and all of your sharings. With that, I'll say goodbye and put back the crystalline talking stick. Thank you for listening.
Go ahead.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Sinjin. I met Shelly at a Pachamama Alliance symposium about a week ago, and she told me about the Loving Waters, and I ended up coming here and an invitation to learn a little bit about dowsing, and so I got invited on this call, and I'm here to learn, and I'm happy to meet everybody and hear from just the interesting walks of life that you all have lived and are bringing to attention to young people like myself and others that may not really understand what is going on or have even heard of what people are doing around, just like the burying of the crystals and singing to the waters. It's not very not many people that I know really do stuff like that, so it's very nice to hear and learn from people like yourselves. So thank you all, and I'm happy to be here.
Yay.
Oh, Randy. We love having your presence. Maybe restarting your computer. I'll share since I'm you'll have to put your words in chat because I can't hear a thing you're saying.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah, put your words in chat and we'll share them for now. Or like I just say, in the same moment I said, Elizabeth, just go back out and come back in, because sometimes that will do it.
Yeah, all the way on your computer. Shut your computer down and come back in. It might need to reboot your camera. That's happened to me a couple times. So my name is Elizabeth. I currently am living in the Yuba River watershed, which is a tributary of the Sacramento, which basically drains, it goes into the Delta, San Francisco Bay, and that whole thing drains most of northern and central California, the big valleys. So it's a very significant watershed. And one of the things when I travel that region, I really try to connect. And I encourage all of us to do this for your own watershed, is connect to the original blueprint of this region, both the indigenous people that lived here, the Olanis that lived around San Francisco and Oakland, and in my area it's the Nisinan, and imagine the world they lived in. The Central Valley was more fertile than the African plains. There was so much wildlife. There were bears, mountain lions, elk in abundance, these beautiful antelope, raccoons and I said mountain lions, sorry, but, and I like to put myself on an overlook and just imagine that those beings are still with us as our ancestors, and that way of life is still within our reach. Maybe not an exact duplicate, but that ancestral wisdom is still present in how to be on this planet. And I love Sajin. How do you say your name? Sajin? And I loved what he said about realizing that this is still here. And one of the most exciting things for me in doing this work is recognizing that I've been doing this work since 2004 at different levels of commitment, and it's getting to the point now where this is all I can do in my life other than help take care of my mother and my children and my family. But in terms of work, it's next to impossible for me to do anything else, and magically it all keeps coming. But to realize that I wasn't alone, finally realizing that there are people been doing this for years. And it's exciting that Loving Waters can start creating a network of people, of water advocates, of water lovers, and I call us the water faithful, to connect on the planet, because I'm absolutely convinced that when we reach critical mass with people living in this way, it's going to poof, flashpoint so quickly. And I already feel it. And by connecting ourselves, connecting the connectors, that's all we need to do. Water will take care of the rest, because that's what water does. She heals the planet. She is our original medicine and our original teacher and our original guide. And I learned about this way of being and thinking. I've known about it all my life because subconsciously, because I grew up in a very rural area with nature all around as my backyard. But to consciously be a co-creator in this process with water, I was living on the shores of a river. And so encouraging all of us to put our toes in the water and to listen. I love what Jody said, to listen to her. And if we quiet ourselves enough, she comes in, and she's overjoyed to have these receptive vessels. And she will use us as her conduits, as the connectors to the whales, as the connectors to the trees, and all the vital forces that nurture life on this planet. So that's why we've started with the water blessings, is to just get us back to the shores of the water, stick our feet in and remember. And when we're doing water blessings, it's the understanding for me that we're not blessing the water, we're acknowledging the water with gratitude, our own deep gratitude, and coming to a place of receptivity ourselves, whereby we can remember her and that she is always blessing us at all times. And to enter ourselves into living in that place of blessing. And I just want to acknowledge Ellowan for her beautiful whale song. The last time I saw Ellowan, we had a whole whale choir where we were all bringing in the whales all at once. And I tried to get people to understand and get excited and do it again, but I've never been able to duplicate it. And so just that opened up my heart in a really special, beautiful way. So thank you for that remembrance. And I'm complete for now. I love you all. I'm so excited to have this beautiful call today and have so many incredible people. And a shout out to Jody, because it's been so long since I've seen your beautiful face. And thank you. Let's see if Randy's with us. Please, Randy.
Sorry, I don't know what to say.
Randy,
we heard something.
Yeah, we can hear you. Turn up your volume.
No, my volume is turned all the way up.
Okay, that's better. We can hear you better now. Okay. Yay!
I believe maybe what has happened, I downloaded a huge file yesterday for Dragon Who Speaks. You know, it's the text.
Right.
Because I type like a bird eating seeds. So I believe that might be what's going on, because I was just on a Zoom call a week and a half ago, and the thing worked fine.
Okay, do you have your headset plugged in or not?
I don't, but I can plug it in.
Yeah, why don't you just try that? And if we can just get you a little bit louder, we would love to hear from you. Could people hear?
How is your internet connection there? Might turning off your video help?
Well,
to give you more bandwidth.
I have fiber optic, but I had a problem all day yesterday. It wasn't working. My internet was down.
So let's just keep going. So Randy, can you guys hear Randy, or is it too hard to hear? Put your thumb up if you can hear him, even if it's soft. People can hear you a little bit. So Randy, yell.
Okay.
Okay, just yell into and you can get to this. Maybe this is part of your expression here. So we're going to invite everyone to put yourself on mute and keep it short, Randy, because people are having a little trouble hearing you, but at least we can get something out of having you. And we will have you back on. So we promise next new moon we'll have you back on.
Yes, and I promise I will do my best to figure out what is going on.
Okay. So just speak as loud as you can.
Okay. So I basically started working with water about 20 years ago, and the main reasons were I became very concerned about the amount of chemicals and toxins being dumped into our rivers, lakes, and streams. And so anyways, I've been researching and trying to understand the characteristics of water to the best of my ability and come up with the solutions to the problem. One of the solutions I have came across is the simplicity and the power of water wheels. And I would assume many of you are familiar with what a medicine wheel is. And so a water wheel is basically a wheel designed specifically with the intentions of supporting the aquifers underneath of them and the waterways around them, and built with crystals and sacred geometric patterns. And of course, the more people that build the wheel with the more intentions and love put into it, the more results I feel that comes out of these wheels. And I'm now being guided to go to a different level, or I don't know, I should say level. I'm just being guided down another path of how we can support our waterways in a different way. And that is working with what is called intrinsic data fields, or the subtle energy fields that are all around us. So when if any of you are familiar with radionics, there's some advanced technologies, in my opinion, with radionics where we can take a picture of an ocean from an aerial view, a picture of a lake, any watershed. You get a sample of that water and the picture. And now I can bring that home. It could be thousands of miles away, and I could put this information into my computer, and I can pull it up at any time I would like to pull it up to see what energetically is going on with that watershed or that water in that area. And I can find where it's out of homeostasis. And the key is when we are in homeostasis, or when nature is in homeostasis, we have the ability to heal miraculously. But when we get too far out of homeostasis, this is when disease and illness sets in, into our bodies, into a tree, into the forest, into rivers, lakes, and streams. So you're working with consciousness. This is not some frequency mojo. It's working with consciousness. But you are working with intrinsic data fields, and there is a way to find out exactly where that's out of balance and to bring it back in. So my mission right now is to travel around the world, taking photographs and samples of all the waterways around the world, and lakes and oceans and streams, etc. Put that all into compile it into a files in the computer, and at any given time, we can pull that file up. We can see what's going on with that water field, or that water, the energy in that place, and we can bring it back into homeostasis if it is too far out of homeostasis, without physically going there and doing ceremony and prayer. That's what I believe. I will know that as I go down this path. And so I think that's pretty much about enough for now. I could go on and on. It's
very interesting.
So, Randy, that was absolutely incredible, and something really flashed to me. You might have already thought about it. I just want to check, was there anyone who really didn't hear him at all? Just hold your hand up. Everyone heard him a little bit? Okay, cool. So, Catherine, you didn't hear him? Well, you're going to be traveling with him. So, Catherine, I'm going to just tell you to call Randy. Since you're the only one. Basically, he was talking about intrinsic data fields and collecting water samples and photographs and being able to put it into his computer and working with the consciousness to really find out what's going on with those watersheds and waters. I just want to say, Randy, here's one other option, and maybe Loving Waters can be a support to you, which is that we can collect the water from our watershed and send you pictures and send the water to you, and you can just stay just where you are if you want, and we'll be sending it to you from around the world. So that's just another option. Randy, if you can write your website down, I think it's Vibrant Vital Water. Is it .org, Randy, or .com?
.com.
.com. Okay, and you can put it in the chat. So this is a really incredible evening, right? We're just getting so much. So let's just pass the crystal and talking stick and take a breath. Those of you who are like panting at the, foaming at the mouth, and your waters are coming out of your mouth. And we'll continue on. So take a breath, and here comes the crystal and talking stick. And for those of you who would like to share, and those of you who haven't shared, please, even if it's just to share where you are, that's a beautiful thing here to make that connection. So I'm complete.
This is Shanti Hart. I just wanted to ask Randy, so do you have some specific software, or have you designed a program for your computer, or something that you're going to be using to do this? It sounds like it's still in somewhat of an experimental phase. I just wanted more details.
Okay,
Thank you.
Just for that, just because it's hard to hear him. So Randy, if you could put that in the chat, that would be great. And feel free to contact Randy personally as well. So let's continue this call and open it up for those who haven't shared, and then we can open it up for more as well.
It looks like Patricia is wanting to speak. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Patricia, and I live in North Carolina. So I I'm a friend with Randy and Catherine and Ellowan, and I am going I'm going to Guatemala first, and then I'm going to the whale watching trip. So that's awesome. My watershed, my closest river is called the Eno River, and it goes into the Neuse Reservoir, and then eventually, off the East Coast. So other than that, I don't have a major river right here. I actually live in, y'all know all about Duke, right? In Durham. So I live in Durham, North Carolina. So I'm 6 miles from Duke University and the hospital. Yeah. So anyway, so it's awesome, and I'm excited about all that you're doing, and it just sings to me. And I love Randy's work with learning about bringing water to 0 point and about healing the waters. So I'm here, and it's just great to meet y'all.
Well, hello. I'll take that talking stick, Patricia. Thank you. Ellowan Weisback, and I wanted just to share a couple of brief things. One being that my husband and I just moved recently to Mount Shasta in California about 3 months ago, and we are very blessed to be right across the street from the actual headwaters that come out from the mountain, and it's such a blessing. We are there every other day collecting waters for our own drinking, and it's such pure, it's amazing. The frequency and vibration of these waters is exquisite. And every time that we go to collect the waters, we actually bless the waters and thank the waters and sing to the waters and bring forth the language of light to honor them. And then we actually go there for days like today. Right after the call, I'm going directly there to take the waters from this call and to give 13 drops in honor of the waters. The 13 representing the divine feminine essence of the mother, and bringing that balance forth for all of us to come back to who we are at the highest level in balance and in love. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that piece. I'm actually very excited about living here right now. It's been quite exquisite. In addition to that, I did want to also share that the whales and dolphins are very often bringing these images that they're inviting that as we do go to bless the land, bless the waters, do our ceremonies, be in honor of these high potency days and so forth, that we, rather than seeing things out of balance, for example, you know, we can name numerous things that are going on with our waters, for example, sonar and, you know, the oil spills and trash and plastic and so on and so on and so on. What they continue to ask is that we actually see the waters and visualize the waters as if they are already in that pristine state, the original divine blueprint, the 0 point. Seeing them thriving and seeing, you know, our kelp forest just bursting and, you know, everything, just pure drinking water, pure waters for swimming and playing and being in joy. And so that is how we heal our waters. This is what they continue to show, and that we work in tandem with them. And they continue to express that we are their hands, feet, and voices. And that it's not that we don't do something about these things. If we're called to, beautiful, take those action steps, make the changes within your life. These projects are incredible, as we all know. And as we maybe incorporate into our daily meditative practices to actually visualize the waters, all planetary waters, in a place of purity and their original innocence, as well as our own inner waters, and that they match in that way, so we can move into the vibration of what we might refer to as the new earth, which is really not going anywhere. It's really waking up to the truth that we are love, we are abundance, we are joy, we are oneness, you know, all of that. So that was something I was feeling to share. And yeah, so thank you. Blessings. By the way, this is another quick thought. At some point, I would like to share a little bit about the whale journey that's coming up. So I don't know if this is a good time to take a moment or open up for other people to share.
Okay, so I'm going to respond to that. So thank you, Ellowan. That information is amazing. So we want to, at this point, because we have about 15 minutes more for this call, and there are a few things to share about just logistics as well. And we also always want to do a water ceremony, simple water ceremony with just water I love you, water I thank you, water I respect you, with everybody's water here, because there is a transmission that happens. So with that, so before Ellowan, you share, I want to invite the people who haven't shared yet to come forth, even just to say your name and where you are, your river, and then we'll open it up for you to share, and then we'll close with the water blessing and a couple of things about loving waters and these upcoming campaigns and how you can participate as well.
This is Shalania, and I'm very grateful. I'm just feeling sort of indescribable. We had a beautiful water blessing today. It is the time of year where the moon is, the new moon, and the eclipse was a very powerful time to be in ceremony today. So we had, I had some people come with me, and we took the beautiful pathway to the river, and just had a lovely, lovely blessing. And I'm just grateful to be here. And just not going to say any more than that, because I'm not really at that level of, you know, really, I'm kind of still at one with the water. So thank you.
And I think we've heard of it. Kristen, would you like to jump in or give her a minute to see?
Hi. Yes, I had children and animals came in. So anyway, yeah, I'm Kristen and I live in Las Vegas. And so I guess the closest watershed like river would be Colorado River. I think that's really bad. And I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure because I know we share that, and we are in a drought. We are in a big drought here. Sure, you guys have probably heard that. And there's a lot of talk about the casinos, all the water they use. A lot of them do have recirculating. So they say. There's been a lot of studies on that. And we have a lot of golf courses. We have a lot of things that at first blush, it would feel like we're not being very smart or kind with our water here. And I think that's probably actually true. And there's a lot of excess here and a lot of things. I would think that would include the water usage myself, no matter what their studies say. So also we have Lake Mead. That's our man-made lake. And I've done a lot of grid work in the past. I've gone all over the world doing a lot of different types of grid work with the earth. I have not worked a ton at all with water. I'm very excited about really starting on this journey with working with water. I looked at Randy's website and I thought that was really amazing. And I just met Ellowan through Catherine Parker. I've known her for several months now. And then I met Ellowan and heard about Randy. I'm going on the whale journey, which is also another new branch out for me with my grid work, which will be now I'll be starting to work with animals more. So that's exciting. Although everybody calls my house the farm and always has because I have so many animals and children. And they're all white, by the way. I think I might have said that, which is pretty funny. I never thought about that. And somebody pointed that out to me a couple years ago. She said, all your animals are white, your dogs, your cats, your ferret, everything. So yeah, I think that's it. So I'm excited for the well journey and thank you for letting me know about this call, Ellowan and Catherine. I'm really excited to hear more about this whole thing. And I will say that one of the very first books that I read many years ago was The Hidden Messages of Water in Water by Emoto. And that is like, that blew my whole mind, blew everything. That was really when I was really getting serious about my spiritual journey. And that sort of just changed everything for me. It's a very big paradigm shift in understanding. So I'm excited to understand more about that and be in a group of like-minded people versus doing a lot of the work myself. Somebody else mentioned that, community. So that's great. And that's my story. So thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Yay. So, and what you just said is exactly what we're about. It's about that connection and working together for sure. So Ellowan, why don't you share a little bit and then we'll close this call with a water blessing. And Charlie, if you have the Waitaha prayer, would be incredible to complete. And then we'll continue our living water connection online, so, and locally as well.
I'd like to jump in before Ellowan kind of brings us on home. I was on a webinar today specifically about groundwater recharging, and there's a new sort of movement in at least the state of California recognizing that the importance of groundwater recharging. And I don't know the specifics about it. I know permaculture talks about it a lot in terms of creating swales, but one of the things they said is that on an agricultural level, it's very mass scale and a bigger thing to manage, but that everybody on their own land can help water coming back into the groundwater. So not only are we really addressing the situation of the water above on the surface in the oceans, the rivers, and the lakes, but we also have to recognize how we manage our groundwater, because we're taking it out far more than we're putting it back. So I just want to drop that little seed in your head to look more into that, and what can you do on your own piece of property in simple ways to keep the water from running off and hold it on your ground. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That's incredible. And just to say also that my sense and our sense as Loving Waters Guardians holding the space is that we will have more water wisdom sharing happening, maybe even live, so that we can tap into, like, just like that, you know, like all of a sudden it's like, wait, I want to know more. But on this call, we have this is really about gathering and greeting. So just definitely go to the emails and sign in, so that we will let you know as that would be the next phase that's coming up for sure. So with that, Ellowan, if you want to share just a minute or two, and then we will have a water blessing. Make sure you have even a glass of water with you if you don't have any sacred water, because we will charge the water.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Beautiful. Thanks, Shelley. Briefly sharing a bit about the March 11th through 17th Codes of Remembrance, the Journey to the Essential Self, that Catherine and I and Randy will be part of the co-creation of. And we're taking everyone to the Baja, Mexico, at a lagoon called Ojo de Liebre. And a year ago, my husband and I were called there. The whales called us there on the Shiva Ratri, which was just 2 days ago. A year ago, 2 days ago, we actually were there, and we experienced a white albino baby whale that showed up next to our boat. And I won't go into the details, but it was quite profound. And it was definitely a sign that we are awakening the codes to our ascension process for all of humanity to birth ourselves. And we've been asked to bring a group there this year, so we are. And the whales are calling us back to actually, they're going to help us individually with purifying our own vessels on every level, as well as being the surrogates for the collective to clear the mass of what we're working through as a collective right now that's still in shadow. And it's quite an exquisite mission that we're being called on, truly. And those who are called will know. And it won't be really a question. It'll just be a yes, and now let's take care of details. So basically, if there's a call that you have within, we would love to talk more with you. And Shelley, I think you had the website put on the Loving Waters to get a hold of us, or? Oh, can't hear you, sweetie.
So yes, and we'll also send out an email, and please go to Loving Waters Facebook page. We'll link that up. I'll link up that event as well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. Just a very quick side note, Randy actually will be leading the group in creating not only a water wheel, but also an emissary wheel that he didn't actually explain today, but just working with the beautiful waters and helping with all of this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and I want to invite people, I'll put up that event page tonight, so go look later tonight or tomorrow morning, and if you could share it out, because we never know who will be touched and who will be called, and we are not only water guardians, we are the conduits, you know, the vessels for the voice of the whales, and Loving Waters is here to support what you're doing as well. So again, if you have events, thank you. So I'm just going to leave a couple of logistics at this point. So as Elizabeth said in the beginning, Loving Waters is supporting has supporting campaigns. And for those, some of you might know, but this is pretty exciting. I went on a trip to New Zealand last year from that, and going to the schools and delivering, working with the water bearers as partners and bringing clean water filters solutions to these areas that don't have clean water. Very simple. You can go onto the Loving Waters website and learn more about it. But what happened from that was Loving Waters did a campaign when the Ambai volcano exploded a number of months ago, and we were able to get 25 water filter systems, and for each one of those water filter systems, one $50 water filter will take care of 100 children or villagers for 10 years. So what's happening now, so we thank anyone who was supportive of that when that piece happened. So now we're expanding it for World Water Day. So starting February 22nd, and you can go on now, it's available. I'll be posting it through Loving Waters. Through the water bearers for 1 month, Loving Waters has a team, and it's called the Vanuatu Loving Waters Team Stewards. And you can go on and either make just a simple donation, or you can say, wow, I want to be part of this. I'd like to do a bake sale in my community to create, you know, an avenue to produce and contribute to those water filters going to Vanuatu. And it's also for all around the world, wherever they need to go. So there'll be a certain amount that will go to Vanuatu, and then the rest will go around the world. And we have 10 countries that are involved in this. So please consider supporting that, you know, either just coming on as a team member or doing some kind of evening benefit and offering it that way. So that's one thing. And I think, you know, just again, just sending in, making sure you're on the email list. If you have events, sending that into Loving Waters. And Elizabeth, is there anything else that you're?
Yeah, I think that's all for now. We do have different campaigns that show up, as I said, so keep checking the website or the Facebook page. You know, we did 7 days of rest at the beginning of the year. We did you know, we're working with other groups, helping to support what they're doing with what we do. And just very quickly, I've had that experience of a whale in San Ignacio Lagoon. It was a mama whale that allowed me to touch her right by her eye. And I received such a phenomenal, incredible, cosmic, heartfelt connection. And one of the things she transmitted to me, and I think this is very important for everybody to hear, is that the whales remember the time we massacred them in these very lagoons for their oil. And they sat at the mouth of their birthing lagoons and wiped them out. And they forgive us. And we're still in their stories and their legends. And they know that we have to appeal, they have to appeal to our hearts as humans to ensure their survival. They know without a doubt that their survival is in our hands. And that's why they're coming to the boats and letting people touch their babies and touch them and communicate. And again, it's a matter of listening with our hearts. And so if you can go on this trip, I would absolutely recommend you to do so if you're being called, because it absolutely changed my life. So as I said, I've been on this journey a long time, and that was one of the key points, the key linchpins, the trim tabs that truly changed my life to be an active water protector. So I'm complete. Thank you.
Let's all take a breath together, and we can hold up our water bowls or cups or glasses. And we're just going to do the simple water blessing. And also, if you go to Loving Waters, there is a brochure that gives you some information about just the cultural understanding of water blessings. There is a simple water blessing, and you can take this brochure, do a water blessing in the next full moon or any time, and bring it to your community or family members, or give it to a teacher to bring to their children. So go on and check that out. I should have one, but I don't have one with me. So with that, we'll do the water blessing. And Charlie, do you have the prayer? And we'll end with that prayer. You? So just connecting with our breath, the water that connects us all, becoming completely aware of all the water, our one water source, this life force on earth, connected to your watershed, your river, the land beneath your feet, the trees drinking the water, the birds moving within the clouds, the vapor, the cetaceans swimming in the deep, deep depths of the ocean, all connected to the water that you're holding, the water that's in your mouth, the dampness within your hands. And we're simply going to say 3 times, and please be on mute because it gets really crazy if we do hear it. Gets very distorted, although we're all knowing that we're all one here together. So just simply, water, I love you. Water, I thank you. Water, I respect you. So just be saying that, holding our water, and then receiving back her blessings. So water, we love you. Water, we thank you. Water, we respect you. Water, we love you. Water, we thank you. Water, we respect you. Water, we love you. Water, we thank you. Water, we respect you. And taking a breath and just keeping, you can put your water down if that feels comfortable. And Charlie, you can unmute yourself, and we'll end with this beautiful Waitaha prayer. The ones that lived peaceful nation that navigated the oceans and worked with the stars.
It is an honor to have shared in this space, in this resonance with each of you tonight. And I honor each of you in your journeys with the water, and thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the deep stillness within the water that flows through all of us. And so I will offer the Waitaha prayer. Let my spirit, my deep mind, travel to the spaces in between the water patterns. Let my heartbeat echo the tinkle and bell sounds of the water deep inside of my body. Let me hear the memories of the gods and goddesses. Let me hear the memories of the angels and ancestors. Let me send my voice into every atom of water that is in me, water that is in front of me, behind me, around me, above me. Let all the forms of water hear my resonance in this time and forever. Carry my blessings and wishes to the highest mountains, to the heavens. Then let all the living and dying creatures and humans hear the sounds of the joy of creation, resonating in every sentient form in this universe and others, to be the sound that sings forever and eternal in the mind song of creation. Oh.
Oh. So we'll stay connected through the water. We'll be back here on the new moon. And if you're doing full moon blessings coming up, please let us know where you are and we'll post them. As well as our next full moon, we're going to honor Grandmother Abriel, will be our guest here. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We'll stay connected on Facebook and through the website. Blessings to all. Mini Wichongu.